Welcome to Armchair Anonymous. And we are not anonymous. I'm Dax.
I'm Monica.
You're Mike Padman.
Currently going by Mike Padman.
Now going by Mike Padman. Just see how it works out.
See what that masculine energy does.
See if you can write the next huge trilogy for children.
This is a fun one today.
Oh my God, yeah. There was a surprise for us. It'll be a surprise for you. These are people really fucking up in an epic way on Zoom. It was so fun.
It was really fun. And also just a good reminder, like, oof, we all step in it.
Oh my God. What a fucking bitch. Remember that?
Yes.
Okay, please enjoy Zoom blunders.
Hard times come and go. Good times, take them slow. My life, I had them both. Remember one thing, you gotta know, I'ma keep on shining.
Hello.
Hi. I'm so excited.
We're so excited.
Yeah. Is it Tara?
Tiara.
I was right my first guess before you got on.
You second guessed yourself?
Oh, yeah. It was my first guess. My second guess was wrong. And then I second guessed myself. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you guys?
Good. Where are you at?
I'm in Wisconsin,
Oh, yes, you are. What part of Wisconsin?
Milwaukee.
Okay, wonderful. I used to go every year for about 2 weeks to Kohler when I worked for General Motors to go to Road Atlanta. So I
Yeah?
spent a lot of time up there and I always loved it. It was always so lush and green.
I like it here. I don't think I'll ever move away.
So a year of Zooming, 2 years of Zooming, I
Yeah.
guess. Is it safe to assume that your Zoom blunder happened within that window?
Yep, it happened right at the start of the pandemic. I was in my first year of grad school,
And what were you studying?
Yeah, what were you studying?
counseling.
Oh, wonderful.
nice.
Yeah, I'm a school counselor.
Oh,
Oh,
love that. We need
fun.
more of those.
Yeah.
I know. It's the best job ever. I love it already.
Okay, so it's the beginning of Zoom. You're in graduate school.
In my class, I had my professor who was also the director of my program. So
Okay.
very
Big deal.
important person.
Yeah.
And then I had about like 13 other people in my class. So it wasn't like a big class, but enough people, I would say. So I had this like big kitchen table in my house. And at the time I lived with my sister. So my sister was at one end of the table, like working from home. And I was on the other end of the table doing class. And then I had one of my best friends from high school sitting like in the middle of the table. That was like our little pod. All day during class, we were having such technical difficulties. It was like, what did you say? It was you're frozen, or it was just like the whole day was like that. So I was already woke up in like kind of a moody mood. I wasn't having it. I didn't want to go to class in the first place. I'm normally not like that. And I feel like when you say that, that doesn't help. But I really tried to make the best of class. Like I did choose to go to grad school. So we're having all of these technical difficulties back and forth. And then it was like an hour into class. And my professor was finally like, all right, let's take our 15-minute break. I was like, thank God. And then we can hop back on and hopefully the technical difficulties will just disappear.
Magically
That's
fix
normally how
themselves.
they
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
Yeah, just how everything normally is. Usually we'll just mute ourselves and turn our cameras off and like go about our business in our house. But she wanted us to like fully exit out thinking that the on and off method was going to work. So I exit out of Zoom and I just immediately go into bitching. Like I am bitching about class.
Oh, no.
I got my sister here, my best friend. We're in our house. I'm feeling very comfortable. So I'm just like, oh my God, I'm fucking so done with this class. I do not want to fucking be here. Like, I know I'm at home. Like, I know we just had a break. I'm like, this is the dumbest day of my life. I know about the fundamental attribution error, and I was just falling right on it.
Yeah.
Really blaming her for quarantine.
Sure.
The teacher?
Yeah, my professor, the director of the program.
Ooh.
Even though it's not her fault at all. She's a kind person, very good
Yeah.
teacher, learned a lot from her. So I'm just going off.
You're letting it rip.
Called my professor. I'm like, God, this fucking bitch.
Oh no!
All these fucking idiots in my class want to still try to have class. I'm just going for it because I'm in my own house. It's like writing in a journal. So I got a minute to log back on, so I don't want to be late. I run back to my computer at the end of the table, log back into the meeting. I see my cameras up. I thought I checked the mute. It's like, oh, I forgot my snack. So I went to go grab my snack from the kitchen.
The one you were supposed to have in the break, but you were too busy shit talking the professor.
Yeah, I was supposed to already be done with it, but no, I was too busy yapping. And on my way back, I hear my professor say, oh yeah, I bet we're having all of these technical difficulties because of all this wind we're having today. And that fuels my fire. So I'm like, oh my God, this fucking bitch thinks it's the wind. I said, it's not like the whole fucking world is on Zoom right now. And as I'm walking back past the table, my friend says, how old's your professor? So I'm like sitting down at my computer looking at my friend because I'm thinking nobody can hear me. And I don't really care if people can see me. And I go, I don't know, 75. She has the most wrinkles I've ever seen.
Oh, this could not, I mean, this could not get worse. The most wrinkles I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
No, like word for word, I've ever seen in my life. And all of a sudden my sister goes, are you muted?
Oh my God.
And my first thought is like, yeah, older sister, you're always right. Of course I'm muted, you know, and I look and I literally go, oh my God. Then I muted myself and I went so pale. I looked sick in the face. I have a picture and my professor doesn't say anything, but I see some people in the class Zoom window are like this.
Mouth agape.
Oh no.
Like they're now telling somebody that's in their room. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I'm sitting there and I have an hour and a half left of class. So I look casual, but I'm freaking out because the professor like didn't hear me because she would have addressed it, I'm assuming, right away. And so class goes on. And I decide to like quickly message the professor privately and say, hey, can I talk to you after class?
You're going to get out in front of it. Yeah.
I'm getting out in front of it. I made this horrible mistake. So I need to apologize. I'm on the Zoom with her. It's just me and her now. And I said, hi, professor.
You look beautiful.
Your faces never look better.
You're gorgeous.
Tight as a drum.
And I said, professor, I'm so sorry. I said, when I came back after the break, I wasn't muted and I was really complaining about the class and you. And I have no reason to complain about you or the class because she could technically question my character and be like, should you kind of be doing this career? Like, you're kind of rude.
Yeah. Hope you don't counsel anyone with wrinkles.
I'm pretty ageist. She goes, oh, I didn't even hear you. Times are really tough. I understand.
Oh.
I feel even worse. I'm like, oh my God, she's so nice and gentle and understanding. A true counselor. I'm still feeling bad, but I'm like, she didn't hear it. And then she says, I'll take a look at the recording tomorrow and I'll see if any further action needs to be taken. And I literally just like sunk in my chair. And so I, for the rest of the night, am just sobbing because I feel so bad. And it's recorded. Like there's proof forever that this happened. I'm up all night just like waiting for it to be downloaded to the academic page. So finally it's up. I click on it. And of course, the setting on Zoom for the recording is like whoever's speaking, whoever the mic is like picking up, it like enlarges their photo.
Yeah, you're the speaker view.
And not only that, it had subtitles.
No way.
It literally was transcribed word for word what I had said. I watched the video over and I was just again sick to my stomach, crying even more. I'm like, this is so not okay. At least I already apologized to her. I owned up to it already.
Yeah.
But then she made me, rightfully so, apologize to the whole class the next week. And this was my first year. I'm like a shyer person, so nobody really knows me in my classes yet.
Well, they do now.
Everyone's going to see me and be like, that's the girl I called the director of the program the wrinkliest bitch she's ever seen. And I'm like, oh my God. So the next week, my professor makes me apologize in front of the whole class. So I taped up a little loose leaf paper, wrote something out. That was the end of it. I still feel so bad. I could not believe it. I would have even felt okay owning up to like calling her a fucking bitch or like stupid fucking class, but like wrinkliest face I've ever seen.
Yeah,
that one cuts deep.
Yeah.
That one cuts deep. Yeah.
So personal. Not her fault at all. Like I was literally throwing the worst tantrum of all.
Wow. That was a doozy.
That was a biggie.
I didn't even know if I wanted to write it in because I was like, this is so embarrassing for me.
What it's worth, judgments aside, it makes me want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
That's my conclusion.
You feel your feelings.
You remind me of my friend Sassy a lot. Very Michigan vibe. And I want to hang with you. And I want to let off some steam with you. And let's talk some shit.
And like everyone does this. That's the thing. Zoom brought new obstacles to shit talking.
I mean, you at least had a little bit of a defense of, this COVID thing's bringing out the worst in all of us. Like you had a little kind of cover fire. People probably wrote it up like, this gal's really taking COVID hard.
She's
she
losing
called the
it a little
teacher
bit.
an old bitch and almost throws up when she sees her wrinkles. Looks like a map of a river tributary. Because people have punched up the story when they retell it.
Yeah.
Be honest, did the C word ever come out or no?
No. It was only like fucking bitch, like multiple times.
That's PG. That's fine.
Because it was recorded, I was able to pause the video right when I find out that I'm not muted.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
So you can just see my sickness.
By the way, you look like you're in witness protection in that photo. Like when they interview somebody that wants to stay anonymous, you just look like an evil force.
I know. The light in the back was not helping.
Oh, wow.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I've done some on that level, but face to face. Remember one time I didn't realize someone had directed a movie and they asked me how it was, and I went on a whole tirade about how terrible it was, and then it turns out they had directed. Yeah, I've had some bad ones. I didn't have any excuses, but you get past them.
I will say I was listening to the Race to 180. And I literally was living in my head about this for months. I heard Aaron, best friend Aaron Weekly, tell his Zoom Blunder.
Right. What one did you rather have?
His story made me feel a little bit better. I was like, I'm not the only one.
Tiara, you're a party. That was an incredible story.
We're so lucky to have you as an armcherry.
Yeah. We like you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
We adore you. Bye-bye. Morgan, nice to meet you.
Dax, Monica, wow.
Are you Canadian?
I am Canadian.
Yeah, I can feel it, girl.
I'm from Saskatchewan, eh?
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's deep. That's a deep cut.
I was told not to say that.
Why?
We love it.
I know. They're like, well, what if they've never seen Grown Ups? I'm like, who's not seen Grown Ups?
Is that where you're at currently?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you do there?
I work at a bank, and my family and I own the largest no-kill dog rescue in our province.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Monica's favorite.
I don't want them to die. You're doing great stuff.
Yeah. She wants them to live, just not around her.
I just don't want them to bite me, or be in my coffee line.
When I listened to the podcast the other day where you guys were talking about dogs and stuff, I was like, oh man, I just need to bring her over here and she would just be so thrilled. She would change her mind in a moment, I think.
Okay, so what crazy Zoom blunder did you experience?
I was taking a bookkeeping course online. I lived about 2 hours from the closest school. So this was right before the pandemic, actually. So they had about 25 people in their class, and I was 1 out of 4, I think, that was live. So we had to have our videos on at all times. And it was bookkeeping, guys. It's a freaking boring class. No one wants to do that. Plus, I'm ADHD. can't keep my attention span very well. So I decided that I was going to go and have a bath.
Oh.
So I had my iPad.
Here we go.
I mean, flick the bean. Might as well like keep this fun. You know, I really wish the story ended with an orgasm because it would have been so much more worth it. Anyway, so I put my iPad up on a chair right beside the tub and I got in. I made sure I was on mute and everything and sprinkling my Epsom salts in there and just giving myself a little relaxation, learning how to balance the books.
Wait, but your video's on?
Your video was on, but I guess you thought you aimed it far enough away that no one would see you?
No, because I'm sure for a brief moment I can shut the video off and mute it. So then I did that and then I got in the tub. And so it's angled up right beside the tub and that's all fine and dandy. So then I'm having my bath and 10 minutes later I'm bored again. Done flicking the bean. Couldn't get off. The books were too boring.
Humans are wild.
And she talked a lot. So then I was just going to sit there and listen to her. And I mean, I wasn't getting off on her voice. Let's just clarify.
I'm not a big pornography watcher. With that said, I would pay thousands of dollars to witness what you just described because you're looking at a unicorn in the wild. Like you're seeing something so real.
So not produced.
Like, look at this gal. Fuck this class. It's time to take a bath and masturbate. That's a really incredible thing to witness. I almost wish someone had seen it. It'd be good for them.
Well, that's what I was thinking, you know, the legs flailing up around there and all they see is just the legs are shaking. Right?
Oh, that's the only time you've done it.
Well, that's not even the embarrassing part.
Right. I was like, what's embarrassing about? Okay, go on.
I thought maybe it was just a
Go
story
on.
about her beating off while she was on Zoom.
Oh,
which
no,
was,
that's just great normal life.
I step out of the bathtub. The iPad is sitting right beside me on an angle. I didn't know the video's on. All of a sudden, I'm standing in front of there from bottom angle up, straight naked, saggy tits are just a giving her. I'm standing there, you know, drying off. All of a sudden I hear, oh no.
Oh.
Morgan, we can see you.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It wasn't until they said, Morgan, I can see you.
Oh.
That I realized what the hell was actually happening. I slammed that iPad down and I got the hell out of that room. Oh my God. I ran upstairs, found my kid, and I'm like hyperventilating and bawling my face off and laughing so hard that I can't contain myself. Later on in the evening, the teacher sends me an email to check in on me.
Male or female teacher?
Female. About 60, probably a pretty straight shooter, I think.
Okay.
She's like, I just want to make sure that you're okay. I'm sure that you were, you know, pretty embarrassed and stuff.
Well, this is definitely where women get the benefit of the doubt. Like if that exact same thing happens to me, I'm a sexual predator.
Yeah.
Like I definitely was.
Exhibitionist.
I just flashed everybody. Yeah.
Do you think the angle was right at your vagina?
Dude, it was terrible. It was just sitting there on
straight
an angle.
up the
just
vagina.
Straight up.
And you're probably drying it.
Rubbing her, you know, just checking.
Oh my God. But did they see anything before you stood up? Like, did they see any of the masturbation stuff? Because if it was all on, if the video was on the whole time.
I don't think so, because it wasn't until I was standing there, which like maybe they were enjoying the first part of the video.
Well,
and then they seen what was happening and they're like, oh, we don't want to see that coming from there.
Get back in the tub. No, they didn't think that. They were all the guys,
so thrilled.
Every guy in the class was just
That's the best
thrilled.
day of their life.
25 people in that class.
But especially in a class that boring.
Yeah.
Like to just see some nudity and some drying of a vagina with a towel. What a pop out. What a
great pop
What a
out.
great pop out.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Morgan, that's wonderful.
Yeah. I'm sorry you had to experience it, but we're grateful.
Yeah. Did you continue to attend the class, though?
No, I quit that shit. And I am not a bookkeeper now. So this is why I work with dogs, because they don't see me naked. And if they do, they don't care.
Yeah, they don't know what's happening. Well, Morgan, thank you for that treat. What a zesty story that was. Very zesty.
Well, thank you guys. This was fun. I listen to you guys like at least 4 hours a day. I've ran out of things to listen to. So I'm glad that you guys keep bringing out new and different things.
We're slowly going to transition into just a live feed of Monica and I wandering
And
through the world.
we might get some stories
you're
like
definitely
this.
gonna. Yeah, we're gonna have to masturbate at certain points. If we're gonna commit.
Keep it behind closed doors.
All
All
right.
right, so
nice
great
to
meeting
meet
you, Morgan. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
You have two first names?
I do, yeah. My parents had a fight when I was born and they both wanted to give me a first name, so I got two.
Sierra Lucy? Am I saying that right?
No, Kira Lucy.
Kira Lucy, because you're Irish?
I am.
Oh, that's fun.
Are you in Ireland?
No, I'm in Australia.
What are you doing down in Australia?
I'm a speech pathologist. I emigrated here 10 years ago because there was no jobs in Ireland. There was a massive embargo in the health service.
Oh,
wow.
So you had a Zoom blunder.
Yeah. I mean, it still hurts to talk about it. It's like ground swallow me up. Scarlet for my mother that had me mad, that had me. Oh my God. I actually left the place that I was working afterwards. Not because of the Zoom blunder, but
okay.
It didn't help.
it's definitely a contributing factor because everyone at the organization knew me afterwards. I was working for a large disability service provider, like a therapy service organization in Western Australia, as a senior clinician in the behavior support team, working with people with autism with like high behavior support needs. And it was part of my role to provide trainings and webinars to the whole therapy service section of the organization. So that's about 200 to 300 therapists at any given time.
Okay, so that's the audience.
I can't say exactly how many were there at the time. So we did these like whole service trainings once every quarter. This was my turn as part of the team. We were still learning Zoom because it was just when COVID had really hit Western Australia. We've been very lucky here. We've been in a bit of a bubble. Our borders have been closed and we have only had, I think, 3 lockdowns. They've only lasted like a number of weeks. So we never really had to get used to COVID work ways. That's just for us in WA, not for the rest of the country. If any other Australian people are listening, probably get very cross because they've been in lockdowns for months and months. So we had this rule that if you were a presenter, you kept your camera on and your microphone on to make it easier for the previous presenter to change you over to the host. And during this particular lockdown, my son was home from school. My 6-year-old, he was 5 at the time, and my 3-year-old was home from daycare. So I had them set up being babysat by the television, which is what they're doing now, eating chocolate at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, so it was a similar situation. I was all set up, ready to go. The previous presenter was talking. I was like, okay, if they go on a bit, I'll have about 20 minutes before I start, get myself a cup of tea, get set up, get ready. And then my son came into the room and announced very loudly, "Mom, what's an erection?" And I was like, So I quickly off the video and muted the call. And I still had my AirPods in and turned around to him and I was like, "Well, Milo, an erection. So when someone is erect, it's like this, like they're real straight and tall. That's what erect means. And when a man gets an erection, that means that their penis is really straight and tall. So, like it can feel hard sometimes. And, sometimes you have to push it down when you go to the toilet in the middle of the night. That happens sometimes with your baby erections." And he was like looking really confused. He's like, yeah. He's like, "Does it hurt?" I'm like, "No, well, I don't have one. I don't have a penis, so I don't get erections. So you can always ask Daddy when he's home. But no, it's not going to hurt. It's something that happens to all boys. So it's just totally normal." And then I was like, okay, situations where, and I'm like, "Remember when we had a meeting?" So I'll just go back to that. "Why were you asking me about an erection?" "Wait a second, like, what are you doing?" And he was like, "Oh, it was on the television." I'm like, "Oh crap, what in the world are you watching?" Ran into the room and he was watching the news. I'm like, what the hell was on the news? Like at this hour of the morning, like what could be on the news about an erection? And it was the local state election was on.
Oh, election.
"Mom, why does Mark McGowan have an erection?" So he's the state premier who was about to be elected. So I was like, "No, babe. Okay, this is election, not erection. He's like, so his penis gets hard? I'm like, yes, his penis does get hard, I think, when he has children, unless he's had them by other means. But yeah, his penis gets hard, but it's not hard right now. I don't think. It might be. He might be excited, but he's getting elected. It's an election. So this is the election. And he's like, what's an election? I was like, oh crap, I need to get back in there. An election is when lots of people vote for different things. And then people are going to vote for who's going to be the leader of WA. And then they're going to be the ones that like fix the roads and schools and everything. Okay, bye. I ran back into the office, turned on the camera, and the CEO was staring at me.
Oh.
Loads and loads of messages come up being like, Ciara Lucy, please make me the host again. Ciara Lucy, please turn off your camera. Ciara Lucy, please turn off your sound. Ciara Lucy, can you hear us? Can anyone get in contact with her? Does someone have her phone number? So I had muted them. So I did not mute myself. I muted them and had turned off the camera.
And they couldn't even interrupt you to tell you because you had muted them.
No, because they had made me the host.
Yes.
They also couldn't end the Zoom call or anything.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
They had told loads of people to leave the call, but there was still about 50 to 100 people on the call.
Of course, I wanted to know what an erection was.
Yeah, what a great description. By the way, every bit of the description was on point.
That's
It
right.
was tasteful. It was informative. It was age appropriate. That's a feather in your cap.
Yeah.
As much as it is a blunder.
That's what some of the therapists did say.
That's nice.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Did you try to proceed on with your presentation or just the meeting was
Yes,
over
I
at that point?
did.
Oh.
No, I did. So I was like, thank you for waiting, everybody. I just had a little family matter there, as you will have heard. So let's get into it. Behavior support for people on the spectrum.
Oh my God.
I did also say apologies to any men in the audience that I have miscommunicated.
That is
Oh,
so funny.
That's fantastic.
Oh,
I'll remind him of it when he's older.
Well, also, it's a confluence of a bunch of improbable things. You're not muted. That's one hiccup. And then the timing that your son's misheard election and thinks it's erection.
Yeah.
This is like when they say plane
It's,
crashes are always like 7 things go wrong, not one. This is very
Perfect
much like
storm.
that. Perfect storm. Well put, Monica.
thank you. I made that up.
Ciara Lucy, what a great story. And also, we're very flattered that we have some Australian
International
listeners.
listeners.
Yeah.
We like that.
I'm sure there's loads of Australian listeners.
We're afraid to look.
We hope so.
You're able to see those breakdowns.
Well, Rob probably knows every single thing about every country. We're too delicate. We don't dare ask whether we're liked elsewhere. Thank you so much for
Yes,
sharing that with
that
us.
was great.
Yeah, that's tremendous. But again, this is a big win for you.
A really good parenting
Yeah.
victory.
Juggling a lot of balls.
I'm not talking about the balls, though.
Yeah.
Well, great meeting you.
Yes.
And thanks for sharing the story with us.
You too.
Thanks so
Bye.
much. Ready? Yeah, Ted.
Ready? Are you Teddy?
What's going on?
Hello?
Hello? Where the fuck did you get that?
Rob said, where are these guys? And I found this in the kids' room.
Ted.
Dude, when I first signed on, I thought it was someone who like just had a nose job or something. But like, of course, my eyes immediately went to this apparatus on your face.
The guy from Digital Underground.
Yes! My nose is big.
Oh.
It looks kind of funny. It hasn't stopped me from getting busy. I'm a freak.
I like the girls with the boobs.
What a happy surprise.
No kidding.
Actually, when I saw the name, I was like, Ted, that's weird. I had a weird feeling about Ted.
Yeah, well, you made a song out of it. You said, Teddy, are you ready?
Flip that.
Aaron, you should know that the first one we heard, which was so awesome, and she was such a Michigan girl. She's in Wisconsin, but very Michigan. And she was on Zoom in her graduate class in college, and she was on mute, or she thought she was on mute. And she was like, this fucking bitch is the worst teacher. She's the wrinkliest fucking woman. She says she's the wrinkliest. She just let it rip on this woman. And she said that she's felt so bad. But the only thing that's ever made her feel better was hearing you on Race to 270. And she's often thought about which is worse.
That one is great.
When I got in here, I said, oh shit, we forgot to talk to Aaron. And then I was like, oh, but I think he's still on vacation anyways. You must have just got back?
Yeah.
Oh, Where were you?
We were in Michiana, Michigan, Indiana border. Your GPS kept saying, welcome to Michigan. Welcome to Indiana. Welcome to Michigan. Welcome to Indiana.
Okay, so your story's, to my knowledge, the best one I've ever heard.
It's very hard to beat.
It's also, I think, some context things that are fun is that you were brand new sober.
Yeah.
You're like giving this a try.
Yeah, so I'd probably been on a week's worth of Zoom meetings, and I was going every morning at 7 a.m. So there's a lot of factors. I was still smoking cigarettes, so that's a factor because when I woke up, I fucking just coughed and coughed and coughed. You would never cough in front of someone the way I coughed by myself.
Yeah.
I want to know what it sounds like. I can close my eyes if you really want.
Yeah, it was like, you know, like a lot of
Like you're trying to push something out.
You're the only person I'll really let it rip in front of. Like, if when you and I are in a hotel room, I'm waiting for him to call the front desk.
Absolutely.
Because I do a thing where I go, like I make a weird sonic thing to vibrate it loose. And I go,
when we have rooms next door to each other, I love knowing that you're away. I'm like, oh, good, Dax is up. And it's like,
yeah, so first you're on the Zoom, you think you're muted and all that, and then you're just letting it rip, trying to get everything out of your lungs.
yeah. So I woke up right before the meeting. So I logged on and thought I muted everything. And I took the laptop to the bathroom and began my ritual. It was a way worse ritual. It was that. And also blowing the nose is like 10 minutes. There's always something stuck in there.
This is also before your nose surgery.
Yeah, totally. Just the loudest blowing and then grabbing one nostril and trying to shoot it out in the sink. So I was like, and I was fucking cussing like crazy. So mad at everything that morning, like how bad I had to blow my nose. I couldn't stop coughing and clearing my throat. I was like, fuck. And I had fucking crazy explosive diarrhea.
In the middle of all of this racket.
I had to put down the toilet paper from my nose to get on the toilet.
Oh my God.
The dog, Newman, was a puppy. So I was on the toilet and he just kept trying to lick, you know, he just wanted to be in the toilet too. And I was like, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. But the shits were crazy. When I think of it now, I think of your brother had a thing when we were traveling. He'd play a joke if we were in a public bathroom at a restaurant and you'd walk in, he'd be in the stall and he'd go, oh God, this can't be happening to me. And then people would be like, oh my God, are you okay? That's what I was saying, but meaning it like, this can't be my life.
I know exactly the state of mind you're in, which is you're inching closer to giving up on being alive. You can't get anything out of your lungs. You can't get anything out of your nose. Now your fucking insides are coming out.
And now I think of not knowing how Zoom really worked at the time. I guess I was hearing a lot of broken up people trying to talk, but my mic kept overpowering theirs. I don't think whoever was leading the meeting knew how to mute other people.
I don't remember the end of how you figured it out. You just looked over.
I swear it was 10 minutes. In this particular meeting, the first 10 minutes is like reading and
housekeeping.
Yeah. So I was all done, flushed. I think I flushed for the fourth time. And I was like, oh God. And probably one more, oh God. Grab the computer. And I thought I was just going to hit the screen back on for the video. And I noticed that the mic was hot. And there was a crazy fucking awkward silence. And I just slammed it shut. I didn't go back to that meeting.
Yeah.
I thought you heard laughing at one point too.
I heard a lot of things, that didn't sound like the normal reading.
The best part is that he slammed the thing and didn't go, but then you did go.
No, we didn't go back.
I did go back.
Yes,
You did?
yes. I want to.
Wow, that's your commitment to sobriety. I am so impressed.
Yeah, and then I thought, well, for sure someone's gonna say something. No one forgot about what I had
Put him through.
How could you?
a week earlier. That's all I would have been thinking about if I was someone in that meeting. I hope this guy comes back.
I do wonder if anyone at any point was thinking, should we call 911?
Yeah.
Like, is this guy fucking seizing?
Dying. Yeah.
It sounds like everything's broken.
Everything was very broken. You remember?
I wonder what they were saying.
I would give anything to hear that whole thing. God.
Yeah.
It'd make me feel so much better about my own routine in the morning. I have to imagine everyone coughs different when they're by themselves.
Oh,
Monica, do you
yes.
have
and everyone's like expelling the nighttime
build up?
bullshit. Yeah. I have a lot of phlegm, so I do a lot of phlegm retrieval.
Real price, Aaron. What would you pay to watch Monica spy camera in her apartment go through her routine?
A lot.
Yeah, I'd kill to see it.
Everything I have. I can start over.
It's never too late to start from scratch.
Well, there's a lot of buildup that happen. Like, boogers.
Yeah.
But I don't have to blow them out. Mine are more sticky.
Sure. Aaron and I have like really hard, crusty things.
Craziness.
Yeah.
You showed Aaron the elephant.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I think that's one of the only things that's ever grossed Aaron out.
You said that.
He's like almost threw up. I sent him a picture.
I did. I gagged. And you even were nice enough to warn me.
I think I might even have been asked permission.
You did. You didn't send it. You said, I understand if you don't want to see this. And of course, I'm like, how can I not see it?
Yeah.
An elephant shape.
Yeah. It's shaped like an elephant. I just will replay the sensation in my mind over and over again. And often Kristen will catch me staring into my Kleenex in bed, and I'm trying to hide it. Or we're watching TV and I have it in my lap. I'm bending the tissue so she can't see what's in there, and then I'm trying to look at it as much as I can.
Yeah, I look at that thing in the Kleenex, and then I close it, open it, close it, open it. Then I'm kind of mad once it's kind of popped up from closing it and opening it.
Oh,
my goodness gracious.
Thank God we found each other.
Yeah.
I looked at the elephant too, you guys.
Yes, all of us.
Yeah.
We found each other.
It's a small group, I think.
It's a very small group. Yeah, there needs to be a trigger warning perhaps before this one.
I'll edit this one nicely.
Elegantly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I love you, sweetie.
I know, I miss you.
I love you both. I'm so happy I got to be the last one to finish your day.
Monica just played because I had sent her your version of I'm a big boy. And I cry all the time.
And I shouldn't cry as much as I do. We played it on today's fact check.
Yeah, it's on today's fact check.
Yeah.
Vulner Boy's greatest hits.
They keep coming.
Oh, the hits keep coming. Well, we love you.
I love you. I'll talk to you
Love
tomorrow.
you guys.
Mate.
Woo!
Ted.
Good trick,
Yeah.
Rob.
Do you want to sing a tune or something? We don't have a theme song.
Oh. Okay, great. We don't have a theme song for this new show, so here I go. We're gonna ask some random questions, and with the help of Armcherries, we'll get some suggestions. On the fly rhyme dish. Enjoy.